Hello and welcome, you crazy people. My name is Jay, and this is just going to be a quick video to talk about some news from Games Workshop financials. And that is, well, if you are a Games Workshop fan and you want to see them do well, you'll be pretty pleased because their financials are up quite significantly. Their profits are up and stuff like that, all due to the current world event. Weirdly, you might think, considering it's a game and you need to go and play other people, that it would be down. But no, people are spending time at home, painting, building, etc. And so there was an article on the BBC today, which I think is probably, they've probably done their financials. I haven't actually checked too much, so do bear with me on that. But basically the headline is, and it's on the BBC article, so I trust the BBC, but basically the profits in recent times up by 26%. Now that's the up to the 6 months to November. So that is literally the peak coronavirus time. Basically, it's also a peak new edition of 40k. So there's quite a few other factors. Whether or not their sales would have gone up this much without that, it's hard to say. They do say that their percentage online sales have gone up like 90% or something as well. Now, apparently that also actually applies to some other companies. So I don't know how much it is across the industry. I think maybe the most popular of whatever genre you're in has maybe gone up, whereas other things might have gone down. Like, I'm not sure if War Machine and Hordes really had a boost. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so it says that they also said here its online sales are up 90%. Now, a bit of me wonders, because they've had to close their stores and stuff like that, whether or not they're just making more profit now because people are buying online, therefore they don't have to have the overheads as much. I don't know if they're not paying the staff as much or if they furloughed staff or anything like that. But actually, quite on a positive note for Games Workshop, they actually do say if they did furlough the staff, they took it themselves because, I'm trying to find this, but I did read it before. I just can't see it. Basically, I think they said that they didn't take any money from the government, basically. Boss Kevin Roundtree said, the business continued to build on the great progress and profitable growth we have consistently delivering on the last 5 years. The SE-listed firm has claimed no financial support. So if they did furlough the staff, they didn't have to take any government money. They did it themselves. So kudos to Games Workshop there. I'm got to call a spade when you see it, and they're doing well. They're doing incredibly well. Probably because, as the article here suggests, it's an escape. It makes complete sense. People, you're stuck indoors, and there's only so much Netflix and YouTube and stuff like that you can watch. Therefore, a lot of people are just getting out the old paintbrush. I was going to say paintbrush and hammer. I don't know where the hammer would have come in, although it is Warhammer. So, yeah, apparently it also applies to Hornby. Have had good sales. Corgi Cars and Scale Electrics have been up. So, they did incredibly well. Profits are up. And it's not surprising they did have a new edition of 40k, as we said. But, it's Games Workshop are consistently performing very well financially. Now, I'm not even 100% sure, by the way, if you can hear Willow crying, I do apologise, but it doesn't even feel like a bubble or anything. It's not a Tesla bubble or anything like that, or a Bitcoin bubble. It actually feels sort of legitimate, which is very interesting because we've seen the growth of D&D. It's weird because obviously I'm not feeling the impact of the increased audience necessarily because we're not going to events. These people might not even go to events. If they're doing it as an escape, once this is all over, they might just stop. So it's very interesting times to be Games Workshop. They feel like, with 3D printing on the horizon and stuff like that, it feels like at some point it'll collapse, but there's no indication of that actually happening. And they just perform financially incredibly soundly all the time. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, there were delays due to COVID for Games Workshop. I'm not 100%. They delayed 40k a little bit, the announcements and stuff like that. But I don't know if they've had manufacturing delays. In the UK, I doubt that they've been classed as essential. So I doubt they've been manufacturing in the UK during this time. During like lockdowns in the UK, we've had this. We're on a third lockdown, and lockdowns are supposed to only be like essential. But whenever it's not been in lockdown, they've probably been at work producing stuff. There probably are going to be delays. Whether or not that'll delay anything, apparently 2021 will have a new edition of Age of Sigmar and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how much that would impact them if they just can't release new stuff. Like, maybe the sales will drop, but you look at those stats and you think, what's that? Profits up 26%. If you I mean, they are on the stock market in the UK. If you think they're going to continue to go up, you know, you could take a punt on that. So yeah, it's good news for Games Workshop. I have always been a bit of a camp. I want somebody else to challenge Games Workshop. I don't necessarily want one dominant force, but it's nice to see the industry do well. So, and we have to give them credit for not taking any like financial support off the government and stuff like that during these times. So big success for Games Workshop. It's there's not much else to say. If you are interested in wargaming as a whole, subscribe, because I think that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm interested in Star Wars Legion probably mainly, but wargaming news and updates and stuff like that, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So like, if you want that, subscribe. If you don't, soz. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.